What's up with the Bully Gang? Welcome back to the channel. And as you guys can see, man, it's been a real stressful week for me and the yard. And we had to take a tough loss this week, man. As y'all know, y'all seen we got rid of our last pups. Well, our last pup last Thursday on the 21st. And fast forward to this week, had to take a major loss, man. So let me give y'all this story full circle. So my dog Zeus, he was my very first bully that I ever had. And a lot of people don't know this, the people that don't know me, but everybody that know me for real since my childhood. They know I done had this dog since I was 13 years old, and I'm 27 now, so y'all do the math on that. But that's just to show you know the longevity in our dogs, you know. So I ended up getting Zeus when I was around 13, 14. It's hard for me to really remember now. It was my first bully. I remember my god brother Delaney, he was telling me about the bullies and stuff. You know, we had just pit bulls around that time. We talking like, this is around 2008, 9. Well, actually, I said this is around like 2000. This is around 2009. Yeah, around 2009. So this when bullies really first started to really come on the scene. You know, kind of like when you see the Frenchies now and the Micros and the Merles and stuff like that. Bullies, you know, as all together, they was just starting to come out. So I had been seeing them, you know, on Instagram, social media and stuff like that. I wasn't really paying too much, you know, to them because I didn't really know much about them. But I had started seeing that they was, you know, it was something new on the block. So my god brother was like, man, these people down here in Holland, they got a kennel club, and you know they got some real nice dogs down there. They ain't got the same type pit bulls. If you want to get this dog, you know, now's the time to jump in on it. You know, I know you like pit bulls, and I had previous pit bulls before I got Zeus. You know, just regular American pit bulls, not the bullies that we see today. So I ended up paying $500 for Zeus. I didn't get his paperwork to his bloodline, but the kennel yard he came from was the Razor Edge Gotti. And you know, back around that time, if you really been into this bully game, back around that time, y'all know it only really was like a handful of breeders. I say maybe like 2 handfuls of breeders or whatever in the country that was actually breeding these bullies like this. And you know, they had to, you know, be breeding them way before then, before 2008, 9, you know what I'm saying, to get to where they was at that point. So it was quite, you know, interesting to me. And I had only had one pit bull before I got Zeus, and he had died on me. I had him for about 5, 6, 7 years or so. So I get Zeus, right? Bam, I get him. He probably around 3 months old when I got him. He was the runt of his litter, and I seen all his brothers and sisters in that litter, and they looked like my boy Kane that I got, the big blue boy that I got, which is Zeus's son. Okay, so they all end up looking like him, and I was cool with getting the runt. You know, I just like the color of him. You know, I had never seen a tan brindle, you know, dog look like that ever before. You know, that was new to me. So I was just, you know, infatuated with just his colors alone. So, you know, fast forward probably about 4 years after I done had Zeus, my guy brother Delaney, he had this female, Nala. She was a taller Boudreaux pit bull, and if y'all seen my first video, I explained, you know, the whole, you know, breakdown of the bloodline and everything, and where everything started. And this the dog that I speak of where I get my height from in my yard. She unfortunately he had to, you know, get rid of her because it's different certain circumstances, and she had to go be rehomed. And I didn't really have no pictures of nothing of her, but end up breeding my boy Zeus to her, and she's a much taller pit bull. You know, Zeus probably around like 14, 15 inches or so, and she was probably around like 22, you know. So it was kind of hard for him to, you know, get up on her or whatever, you know, and mount her. And I remember I remember when his first time breeding and mounting, and when he first locked up, this man took a shit on himself while he was locked up with the female. So I remember that vaguely. That was funny to me. But we ended up having that litter of pups, and it was only 4 of them. Well, 5. All of them died except 2 of them. and I ended up keeping Kane, and I think he ended up selling the other boy that was in the litter. So I ended up getting Kane. He was the biggest of that litter, so I had to definitely get him. So that's how I created him, Kane. So, at this point, I done got in high school. I'm being heavily recruited. I actually lost Zeus one time for about a week or so. I went on a recruiting trip. I was going to it was University of Central Arkansas at the time, and they was recruiting me, and I had went up there on a visit, and I had him up until this point. I had him, in the house, staying with us, and I had him outside, a few days prior. We just, getting him used to being outside, and it was a storm that came before we left that we didn't know, it had storm because we was gone. And when we got back, a big tree had fell like right in our backyard in front of his kennel cage and stuff. So he was gone, and we thought somebody that had came and stole our dog, because it's dog nappers everywhere, man, and we had previously just got our Chihuahua stolen. So we was real skeptical and trying to figure out what had happened. So we had came to the conclusion that maybe he got scared and just broke off. And so we had took my Pomeranian and we had Kane at this point too. We didn't take him though, he was young. So we got my Pomeranian, and where we live in Louisiana is really, 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 really rural. Like, if anybody, Louisiana is rural, other than when you get to the city. So, it's swampy. We got coyotes, we got wild boars, we got all kind of, hybrid, all kind of stuff out there, right? So I'm worried, especially at nighttime, because I ain't want no pack of coyotes or nothing, really crowd them and, had a way with him, because he wouldn't have been able to fight off all of them. So they rolled around, I can't find him. I'm out in the woods, I'm looking. So I get a call the next morning from my cousin up the street. He like, hey man, I'm out here hunting, and I seen a dog out here. I was wondering if it was yours. He got a orange harness on him. I'm like, yeah man, that's my dog. I said, he a tan Brenda? He said, yeah man, he out here deep in the woods. He said, I'm gonna try to get him and bring him to you, or find him, because I think he had ended up, losing where he was, him, hunting out there. He ain't know, he said it was some people out there that was some white man trying to get him. I was like, man, if y'all see him, man, tell him, bring him here if they do get him. So at this point, man, I'm rushing. I'm out in the woods. I got my Pomeranian with me. He's sniffing. Probably about an hour or so rolled by. He ended up sniffing him out and finding him. He just crouched down in a little fetal position. He's scared. He was young at this time, so that's one time that really scared me with him getting some new knowledge and game on these dogs. Because after I had that litter with Kane, I took a break from breeding for like 6-7. Oh man, it was a while, a long time. Probably picked back up. I picked back up with breeding around like 2018, 2019, matter of fact. So yeah, I took a long break from the bully gang, and y'all know it evolved in itself so much in the past 10 years. It did circles 2 and 3 times. So I had, I'm just getting back into the game as far as just breeding, but I had been educating myself. And for the places where I live, anywhere in the South, well, I say probably except Texas, except if you live, South Texas. But that southern coast, where we live, even though I live in North Louisiana, but Louisiana, the whole Louisiana is, is swampy, So we got a rough time dealing with mosquitoes. So, I didn't want to keep, my dogs can live in the house with me forever, with me and my parents when I was there. So, that's we got land and a big yard and all that stuff. So that's what we built the kennel for. And, it's just hard dealing with mosquitoes and flies. And as I be telling y'all, it only take one mosquito, it only take one fly, one mosquito that comes from someone else and bite your dog and lay a larvae or eggs in the water while it's outside or whatever. It only takes one fly, to go and lay an egg on some food that's sitting outside for your dog, or the water, and create the same, type of process. Your dog will eat the food, your dog will drink the water, then you got, heartworms and stuff like that coming into play. So that was happening, and it's just hard to really stop it, because we just got so much. So I had to really get a grip on that. I started using the apple cider vinegar. I started using all different type of methods to kind of calm it down out there. And we added, you know, pebbles, rocks, all kind of stuff, you know, to kind of stop. Because when it rain in Louisiana, man, it's sit. You know, it could rain today, and that water gonna sit on the top of the ground for about a good next 2-3 days or so, maybe longer if it ain't no sunshine outside. So it's really tough if you got dogs outside in Louisiana. They got to be on some type of, you know, dry, high ground if you can get them there. And yeah, man, it's tough. I say the same thing if you live in a state like Florida too, you know. So end up getting a heartworm condition, getting diagnosed with the heartworm condition. It was pretty severe at the time when we ended up catching it. Wish we could have caught it earlier. So the situation we ended up dealing with was, you know, we either gonna put him on medication, get this they had a kill shot that they got for heartworms now. And like I mentioned to y'all, man, the medicine for dogs has just evolved so much over the years, man, and we got to be thankful for that, man, because this dog's just living way much longer than they would, you know, 10 years ago or so when I first got Zeus. You know, your dog get parvo or heartworms back then, you know, it's over with, it's a wrap. You know, he just gonna have to just, you know, pass on over time, you know, dealing with it. They didn't really have nothing to treat it. So unless I guess you just had that bread, I guess, depending on where you at. But like I say, man, he ended up coming down with that about a year ago, and we end up just, you know, coming to, you know, the option of just, you know, just treating him and keeping him, you know, comfortable as we could, you know. And he was taking a steroid, he was on a LASIK, probably about 4 different medications he had been taking for about a whole year up until now. So it had really, you know, it kept him, you know, sustained. Actually, you know, he picked up a whole bunch of weight on the medicine too. I guess that was the steroid. But we was just, you know, trying to keep him as comfortable as we could. He had a really bad cough. When we first noticed it, he had, you know, he had threw up some blood one day, and I instantly, you know, rushed him to the vet that I go to. Shout out to McMahon Veterinary Clinic in Spring Hill, Louisiana. They, you know, they gave me different options, you know, with the shot, that they could do a quick kill, and they had a long kill option also, you know. But, you know, with that condition, you know, it's kind of one of them things that you kind of, once they there, you can't really just get rid of them unless they're young enough to get that quick kill. And, you know, with Zeus, with him being, you know, 11 years old, you know, that's too much on him for him to take that quick kill shot. So end up just treating him. I wanted to do the quick kill, and that's like a $600 shot, you know, which wasn't no problem for me. I'll drop it, you know what I'm saying? I'll do whatever for my dog. But he was just too old to take it. They were saying that he probably wasn't gonna be able to, you know, his heart wasn't gonna be able to take that. So, you know, I had to, you know, just really come to grips, man, and just take it to the chin that, you know, his time was expiring. My plans for him, or what I had was, you know, I just had this litter, right? So I'm trying to perfect my blood, right? I'm trying to line breed. I want to line breed. I want to perfect my blood. I don't want to deal with no inbreeding. I know people do, but I ain't trying to do that right now. I don't think I may ever do it. I don't know. But I'm line breeding. I want to perfect my blood. I want to keep my blood and make it strong. You know, I ain't trying to outcross yet. So I wanted to take Zeus to one of his great granddaughters. I wanted to do that. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna be able to do that. I wanted to at least get some sperm off him. If I could have, like I say, he just passed away the 28th. That was 2 days ago. So I got the call that the morning before, or the night before, you know, Zeus, he out here throwing up blood again. And I'm like, man, it must be coming to that time, man, because at this, you know, prior to this, I'm thinking about, you know, putting them down. And, you know, I ain't never put down any of my dogs, you know what I'm saying? So I thought that'd just be real hard for me. So I ain't want to do it. And I was just hoping, you know, when he do pass, you know, he just, you know, just go gracefully, you know what I'm saying? So she called and told me that, and it's nighttime, and, you know, ain't no vets open unless you take him to an ER vet, and we didn't really have nothing that close. And so we was just gonna try to wait till the next morning, Thursday, you know, to run him up there and get him seen real quick, you know, do the best we could. But, you know, my dad went out there, and unfortunately he had passed away. So it's been tough, man, getting over him these past few days. Uh, but you know, I gotta be realistic with it, man. You know, I had a lot of time with this dog. He served his purpose well. You know, uh, did everything I asked him to do. Got everything I wanted to get out of him, plus more. You know what I'm saying? But this is my, you know, my original, my breadwinner, my go-to. You know, my number one, the one that started all this for me. So it's tough, man. It's tough, you know, losing dogs. And this, you know, this is my first time losing a dog in like 15 years, y'all. I ain't lost a dog since I was a little bitty boy, you know. So it's tough on me, man. I got a Pomeranian at home right now. That Pomeranian I told you about, he's outlived Zeus, you know. I had him before I got Zeus. I got him when I was, you know, sixth grade, 5th grade, you know. So that Pomeranian around like, you know, 17 plus years old. So man, you know, I love the longevity in our dogs, and that's one thing I really love. You know, my dogs live a long time. Even Kane right now, Kane is around 7-8 years old. You know, I don't really look forward into breeding him anymore, but I'll probably breed him maybe one more time because he only had one litter his whole life. So I'm gonna go with him one more time. But this is my plans, y'all, because this one thing about me when it comes to bullies. I like a certain type of phenotype. Okay, so y'all that don't know what phenotypes is, what you should, it's your genetic makeup of your face, the facial structure. You know, different bullies you'll see they, you know, due to breeding and different bloodlines and stuff like that, you got different genetic makeups, phenotypes. And you know, mine is the one that I like. You know what I'm saying? So I want to keep that and continue that. So what I'm gonna do is, I had with Zeus's litter that he had in 2019. I'm gonna take a female from that litter and breed her to Kane, which is technically they have sisters and brothers. So the blood is spaced out enough for me to still do what I was gonna do with Zeus and her. Okay, so well, it's really not the same situation. I wasn't gonna do it with Zeus and her because technically this is Zeus's daughter. So with Zeus, I was gonna do it with his actual his great grand or his granddaughter, but which will be Kane's offspring. So you see how I can play a little bit. You feel what I'm saying with that blood, because there's a split. Kane, his mother, he has a totally different mother, so he kind of put everything. He kind of spaced everything out for me, so I can still do what I want to do as far as perfecting my blood. You know, I got 2 or 3 different options that I can run with. So we're gonna see what's up with that. I got a female that's coming in. He from off that last litter, and we looking to lock up with her this year. Hopefully she come in this summer sometime, and we're gonna make that happen, man. We're gonna do this thing all over again, because I want that structure. You know, Zeus had that structure for me that I wanted, and if I wanted to clean up or correct anything, you know, I can always, you know, go right back to him. You know, he was a standard, and I feel like standards got some of the best structure out there. So that's my plans, man. It's tough on me though. I will say that it is emotionally tough on me, but you know, I don't do nothing but take it to the chin, man. I expected it. You know, I couldn't ask for nothing else, nothing more. So yeah, man, y'all stay tuned for that next litter. We got a lot going on. I'm gonna keep y'all updated on King Cairo. He growing really fast, man. I'm really thinking he gonna turn out to be a lot like his dad, like I thought he would, as far as structure and everything. But we gonna stay tuned, man. Like I say, my big boy, Big Hank, he went to Wild Poppy Farms with my boy Carson in Ruston, Louisiana. So we really looking to do something with him in the next, I say around this time next year. So yeah, man, this finna be on and popping again. So RIP my boy Zeus, man. You gonna be missed for sure, but we gonna recreate you, buddy. Actually, we already got another one of you. It's my man Max. So I still got Max in the fold. He basically the reverse of Zeus. Looks like him with phenotype and, you know, structure and all. So I still got some going on here, man. It's just a tough loss for me. But like I say, man, we can't do nothing but keep rolling, keep moving, man. You know, he gone. So it ain't nothing I can do about it. but cherish the memories, man. So if y'all want some more content out of me, man, y'all can always go check me out over at Jack of All Trades TV. You know, I give a lot of information on financial literacy, got some entertainment, comedy, a little bit of everything over there, man. We Jack of All Trades TV. So if y'all want to jump over there and give me a follow, and everybody that's new to this channel, make sure you guys do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, man, and hit that notification bell also, so we can turn this channel up, man, and get things popping. So y'all stay tuned with me. I'll catch y'all next time, man. Peace.